friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Nate. If you haven't seen any of my videos, I'm a Michigan man living in Arizona trying to take in all the experiences that I can. You may have seen my friend in the frame here. This is Chad.
Hey everybody.
Are we doing a collab right now?
I think this is a collab.
We're actually real life friends, but Chad has a YouTube channel as well. It's called the Miles Van Life, right?
Yep, my wife and I live in our converted Ford Transit van, so you can check us out.
And they are driving across the country. You actually just sent a cool little piece of data yesterday of how many places you've been just in November. And it was like, how many cities was it?
40 or something.
40 some cities. So they're going all over the US, and we are lucky enough to be hosting them here in Cottonwood for the next couple of weeks. So the video today is going to be a little bit different. We don't have a whole bunch of crazy drone visuals. I actually want to get back to a topic that sort of started my YouTubing, which was this illness that I came down with a couple of years back. So if you don't know what I'm talking about right now, there's another video you can watch. I'll put the link or whatever you need to do to go see that. But long story short, I have been healing from mold toxicity, potentially some other autoimmune stuff for the last couple of years. That's part of what spurred my move out here to Arizona. And along that journey, it can be very frustrating because what you're really trying to do is find the root cause of what's causing all your problems. Like I didn't know day one, hey, you've been exposed to toxic mold and that's why you're sick. I just was having lots of symptoms, stomach, anxiety, brain inflammation. Again, like my digestion didn't work, terrible joint pain, all these different things. So you start trying to figure out what is the root of this. And I was telling Chad, it's kind of like a hydra. There's like these multiple heads that you're trying to cut off. So you cut off one head, like you change your diet and nothing happens, So after a while, I started thinking, I'm gonna have to do something to at least make myself feel a little bit better. So how can I kind of, in some way, chop all the heads off at once? And that's what led me to where we're standing right now, which is the river. That's the Verde River. The first time that I went in cold water it was Thanksgiving, I think 2 years ago. I was at my girlfriend's parents, and I was having just tremendous pain all throughout my body. Could barely move, terrible stomach pain, couldn't digest any food. And I'd seen the Wim Hof stuff online and on YouTube and done some of the breathing exercises. But that day, they happened to live on a lake. I was like, I think the only thing that I'm going to be able to do to like make myself feel better is go in that water. It's just like called to do it. So I did, and surprisingly, it did help quite a bit. I think it's more to do with just like your body can't really focus on two sources of pain at one time. So it was like, you're really cold, and I kind of forgot I was in pain. But so I started to do that more regularly, and even in the past 6 months or so, I've tried to make it a practice of if I'm by a real river. I'm not a cold shower guy. I'm not against it or anything. But if I'm by a real river, I try to go in. And this is why I wanted Chad to come with me today, that I actually just got him into. So what we want to do is actually, what we came to do is go in this water. So I think we're going to go in the water, and I'll talk a little bit more about what my experience has been with this. I found great benefit to it. By no means do I think everybody watching this video needs to go jump in a cold river. You do what works for you. But I thought I'd share my experience and let you guys take it in. Chad was just saying that the sun makes this a lot easier, and he's right. Just having a little bit of the warmth of the sun. It's probably 40 degrees out. The water might be somewhere around that same temperature because it's been snowing up in the mountains. But the immediate reaction to getting into this water is going to be for our bodies to kind of like armor up and like harden. And that's okay too, but what I found over time in terms of like trying to calm down the nervous system is you're putting yourself into this uncomfortable environment. You're trying to get your body to see like, oh, even though I'm in here, I'm still safe. I'm fine. So one of the things I always tell my friends when Chad first came in the water with me was, do not allow the cold to kind of like push into you. Exhale and let your warmth push into the cold water. And it sounds really cheesy, but everybody I tell that to, they're in there like, it's working. So we're gonna put the camera down, head in there, and try to soften as best we can. When we first got in, I just want to kind of walk people through the experience. You can feel your breath wanting to go further into your throat. And that's where it's just and if you can soften down into it, I bet Chad terrible angle. I bet Chad will say this, like, is it even affecting you still?
No, I mean, yeah, like when I first get in, you can maybe hear it. It almost feels like it takes your breath away for a moment, and you have to, there's like this moment where you're on the brink of kind of losing that center, that controlledness, and then it's your ability to soften into it and just kind of accept and breathe. And then it's amazing how quickly your body can get to a point where it just adapts to the environment.
Dude, same thing. Instantly, when I came up, I was clenching my head.
Yeah.
Terrible ice cream headache. Thought about it, I'm like, let go of it. I'm fine. That was crazy. That was the most profound one I've ever felt.
Yeah.
Of like instant, like, uh-oh, you fucked up, and then wait, and then just let go.
You can still recover.
Whoa. Whoa. See, how else can you learn this weird shit? Oh. Every muscle fiber's like alive again. Feet don't work as good though. Watch your step on the rocks. Everything is tight, but also, so for right now, everything kind of feels like it's tight.
Yeah.
And then when we get in the car later, it like starts to go back through it.
Yeah, you almost feel like you're moving your muscles in slow motion.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I think it's like, it's kind of like a recalibrate.
Yeah. It's a good experience.
It feels good. You too. That girl just asked us if we smoked crack this morning. I got the hiccups. I'm leaving that in. So we, a little bit of jump cut. I acknowledge it. There was a lady with a dog. We didn't want to disturb her too much. And then that other lady who came up with the truck and was asking us if we were crazy for jumping in the water. But I did want to talk a little bit more about the cold water immersion experience, and I wanted to let Chad kind of share what his experience has been with it, because I've been doing it for a bit longer, so some of the novelty is worn off for me. So what were you were saying a whole bunch of this stuff when we were by the water, but I just didn't film it.
I think for me, like the first thing is how it's amazing the way that we can we can kind of control our nervous systems and our bodies, and how you feel like when you go through an extreme experience in life, in this case it's an extreme temperature, but it could be, you know, some other kind of extreme experience or pain or stress or something that you're going through, we're always kind of taught to like, you know, tighten up and grit our teeth and get through things. But it's amazing to me how this experience is the exact opposite, and the way that you become warm and you feel comfortable in the water is by relaxing and easing into the fact that you are experiencing something extreme. And it's just incredible how your body and your nervous system can adapt and react to that. And I think it's just good training for life in general.
It's like this really interesting internal conversation. Chad mentioned it. I can't get us both in the frame. We'll just have to deal with it. He mentioned it. He said, when I first stepped into the water, I felt myself kind of gasping, and I had to kind of tell myself, you're okay, you're okay. And it's like this weird, deep inner dialogue that you're having with I think it might be like your mind and your nervous system. But
yeah, because I think that's our natural reaction to those extreme circumstances is our bodies, or we want to just almost kind of freak out and, you know, we're losing control. And so it's your ability to quickly regain control over that and welcome it.
Mm-hmm. And this guy is a great storyteller, and he uses metaphor a lot. So when I was first talking to him about getting in there, I said, trust me, you're going to get in, you're going to do this, and you're going to see how this experience kind of translates to all these other areas of life, or at least that's how it's felt for me. I don't know if you're getting, we've talked about it, you said it's coming through for you.
Oh, I think absolutely. I think just that idea of leaning into and softening into things that are difficult in life is the thing that I'm taking away into my personal life.
Yeah, so for me, from the healing perspective, the mold toxicity stuff, I was using the cold water as a way to almost create a diversion for my nervous system. Like, hey, focus on this instead. And there's a lot of studies, and you can also read a lot in the media now with all the benefits of cold water. My channel is not for scientific research, it's for experiential research. So if you're interested in it, definitely read about it on your own. But I've seen great benefits, both, I guess you could say, spiritually and from a health standpoint. And if you have questions about kind of what I'm experiencing on the autoimmune side of it, feel free, put them in the comments. For now, I think we're gonna go warm up a little. I was shivering a moment ago. I had to wait to film until I was done shivering. So, but yeah, Chad, thanks for coming to do this with me, and
thanks for having me, man. It's a great experience.
So we will see you guys on the next one. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.